Hello and welcome to YHTV's launch of How to Survive Parenting. A very important show for many of us out there, whether you be a young parent or whether you be a parent who has a veteran. We look forward to your support of this show as we bring you interesting aspects of parenting and wonderful experts in their own right. Today, what we're doing is we're going to share with you a excerpt from a show on from Trinity of Life with Rosemary Todd Clough. She is the founder of Creative Kids Yoga. And she is a magnificent woman who teaches many individuals. She has courses and workshops teaching many individuals to work with children, whether it be through yoga, through the physical, body, mind, spirit, helping them to reconnect. Magnificent woman, magnificent spirit of an individual. And so here is a short clip from Creative Kids Yoga.
We have to accept the fact that technology is here to stay, but it's how to harness it. Because harnessing it and bringing it into balance, as you said, is key in terms of how we're going to move forward and how these next generations are going to live a healthier life. Now I'm on the East Coast, and there is still the question of teaching to the test in schools.
Yes.
And what my concern is that teachers are getting frustrated. They're feeling that they can't focus on many of the things that they'd like to play with. So what I'm working with now, and I'm working with different teachers, talking to them about where they feel they might be able to use some of the Creative Kids Yoga work in there and work and play in the classroom and seamlessly integrate that. So this is what I feel is really important, so that the teachers and the kids are going to have much more fun with the fact that they still have the teaching to the test hanging over their heads, but they can seamlessly bring some of this other creative element using the dots between the desk, using them to sit on, using them to create patterns very simply, and it can only take about 5 minutes. You can use them to teach math. You can use them to teach science. You can use them to teach English, spelling words and that sort of thing, by integrating the body, having them stand on a dot, spelling the word out. And they have fun. And I always have fun with teachers when they've gone through the experience of this. And then they get very excited. And that's what we want.
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
So have you been able to yourself go to the school systems and actually teach the Creative Kids Yoga?
I have done some, not enough, and some of it is because the school systems aren't always open to this. And, the superintendents are under pressure from the federal regulations and the state regulations about where their school is going to show up. So that's what I'm working on, doing more of. And particularly when there are teachers who've done the training who can go to their principals, their superintendents. And we are doing an intro, which is only a 4-hour training. That will be in August 4th here in our city of Merrimack, New Hampshire. And that is going to be, a lot of the people are coming are teachers. So the more they go into the school and speak about this, the more that we are going to be able to show them how important it is. Because the recesses are being taken away from young children as well. And, they, as you just said earlier, they need so much play, so much harnessing, playing, creating, problem solving in the dirt and with each other, to learn how to live in the world more effectively.
I mean, it's well, when you think of it, even in adulthood, when we are working and we're plugged in, some of us are plugged in all day and don't have the luxury, I call it, of, in the physical realm of business or working, to take that moment away from the desk. And I think it's very much so in China, even with the factories. with the labor as well, they have to have like their 15 minutes. I don't know how many times a day where everything stops and everybody goes into the courtyard and does Tai Chi or does a certain exercise to get all the energies and chi moving in the body again
Right.
before they go back into the factory to work. And I mean, how civilized is that?
Right, right, right.
Right?
No, that's much more. And I also teach adults yoga, so that what happens is I teach them how they can do these things at work, just sitting at their desk, doing little breathing exercises, feel their feet on the floor. Notice that they're living in a body, that they're not totally living in a head, and that you want to try to bring both, as we said earlier, both sides of the body and the brain into balance.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so can you tell us a little bit about the different levels of your Creative Kids yoga therapy?
Right, the training.
The training.
Yeah, the Creative Kids Yoga. Well, the first level, we have a manual, and it keeps expanding because every time I do a training, it evolves, and that's kind of fun.
Now the training is with no children, right? Is just with
No
the
children except
teacher or the parents.
Yeah, I'm teaching teachers, caregivers, healthcare providers, social workers, occupational therapists, physical therapists, you name it. Anyone dealing with children will benefit from this training. Most of all, we can hand out curriculum to anybody. And I can give you, 36 lesson plans, but executing it is key. And if you don't get inside here, inside your own self, understand, and I hesitate to use the word inner child, but it is true that that's what we need to connect with. I hesitate because it has been overused, but really connect in here to the feeling center, to how it is to be in your body, mind, and spirit. Then you can take those lessons and you can be much more creative. You don't have to execute them just the way that they're given. So this is what I'm really concerned with. I just finished a training at the Kripalu Center in early July. And I had one woman who is a first grade teacher in the inner city of Boston. And she said, she looked at me after we'd been together for a day or so, and she's a lovely woman. And she said, "Oh, Rosemary, I've been doing it all wrong. I've been really giving these kids things that are not developmentally appropriate. And I feel so badly." And so I think that that's key to get everything we do is developmentally appropriate. And what I love about this work is it can embrace all. When you're working with a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5-year-old, you're going to language it differently. You're also going to be a little less cumbersome in terms of wording and detail. And when they get older, there's more detail and attention to, how you feel in your body, talking about things that are developmentally appropriate. We do things like sin canes we relate it to the school. And sin canes are like poems that they learn in about 3rd or 4th grade. And we put that into our body. And, because there's so many, so that's what we work with in the first level. We work with all kinds of props, scarves. The yoga dots, of course, are key. We work with yoga cards. We hide them under the dots. These yoga dots can be just transported so easily. You can just put them under your arm and away you go. We work with patterns. We work with songs, with rhyme, everything that's related to school, math concepts. So that's the first level. The second level is we concentrate on the multiple intelligences and how children learn. Because in a lot of the work, and then we also use some of the chakra system, which is it's actually through Anodea Judith's work, and I know Anodea Judith and Celine Vega. They work together beautifully, and I feel that their work really speaks to the development of children all the way up through adulthood. So that's what we concentrate on. Then we use activities that go with that. And the third, and between the first and the second level, there is homework and our play work, however you want to call it. We want to really have people observe schools, observe teachers. What's going on in a classroom? If you can just go in, can you see ways that this teacher could use some of the Creative Kids Yoga approach into learning so that this is giving them more to work with? And they're invited to make lesson plans. They have to create stories and this side of thing. And then after this level 2 to level 3, there's also some more work. There's a great book that we recommend written by Dr. Stuart Brown, and it's actually, the title is simply Play. And there's another one by Dr. John Ratey, Ratey, and that's also about the importance of integrating the body into all learning. And there have been studies done from his work. The third level, we produce a video. They each have to come with a video. And then we will talk about how we can support them, ideas that might help them to create something a little fuller in the program, in their own program, teaching program. Any questions they have. We talk a lot about business too, but each person, it depends on the size of the group, but each person, if you're has to produce a video, and if you're in a smaller group, usually I have one of my trained teachers sitting and organizing each group so that we keep things on task and on time. And then we bring all that together, and we hope always to have further education for them after that, and have keep the ball rolling, because more than anything, what I didn't have, and I was flying by the seat of my pants. When I was in college, I created a program. I knew that movement was important to me, and I had a professor who said, yes, it is. And so I wrote my whole thesis on movement in the classroom. I didn't know where I was going. She didn't know where I was going, but I knew it was something that was important to me. And so it just began evolving, and I had no one to help me. So I am passionate about staying tuned in with everybody, because today I think we need it more than ever to have people know I'm always here. I and my team are always here to support them. And we stay tuned with, email and that sort of thing as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Because I do believe what you're doing right now, which is, bringing. It's not just wonderful for the children. I do believe, and I have not experienced your trainings yet. Yet, you hear that? Yet.
Yes, I heard that.
But I do believe that it's so valuable for us adults as individuals, because tapping into that. Let's avoid inner child, but tapping in to ourselves and our innermost beings of bringing back the play in our life.
Yes.
I think that is what's important. I mean, yes, the technology and everything makes us move really fast. We don't stop to smell the roses, and that's
right.
what every day we as a family go on a morning walk every day before I take my son to school, and it's over a mile. And every day, as the roses are blooming, because we're in California,
yeah,
it blooms
that's
sort of
right.
all year, right? We stop to smell the roses or pick the flowers that have fallen to the ground and things like that, because it's really, where's that honoring of what there is out there. I do believe that, I see people who even live in, not right in the middle of LA, but in the little urban areas as well. And they're stuck in their iPad, stuck on their phone. Nobody looks up to even cross the street anymore.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, you know how much you're missing all around you? The hummingbirds are growing, the birds are flying, the squirrels are crossing the power lines,
Right. I totally agree with you. And I feel like if I'm out jogging or taking a walk, I see people with headsets and I go, why? Why not, just as you said, embrace what's around you and connect with it all.
Yes,
it is so much richer and more alive. And also, another person who I work very closely with is, and Sandy has been on your program, Sandy Both.
Sandy Both.
And we, yeah, we dovetail very nicely because she has a wonderful book which
Mhm.
has a lot of my Creative Kids yoga in it because she's taken the training, and it's called Creating the Peaceable Classroom. So we work very closely together, and that that supports the program too. And she assists me when I'm at Kripalu,
Mm.
um, which is fun as well. But I think the thing that I feel is makes life so much easier for teacher are these yoga dots. I
Yes.
just love them, and they're simple. You don't have to roll out a mat. You just put them on the ground, and you can stand up, and in 5 minutes get refreshed, and away you go.
Well, I have to
So
say something about your yoga dots. Last week, the ABC show in New York City had contacted us for your yoga dots, and we shipped them out there. And what's really interesting is we just received another order of those yoga dots, and you know what they're using them for, Rosemary?
no, what are they using them for?
Stage markers. They're putting
Stage what?
markers so that their guests know where they need to be on stage.
So are they going to do any more with them?
I I hope so. I think we should contact them and let them know that there is more to them. Anytime they have a health and wellness show, that they should actually introduce them as more
Yeah,
than just
this is
markers. But it's like,
more than just markers,
yes,
right? For
but
good
how
for and this
interesting, as you said, people using them for so many different things. They're already cut
yeah,
in these beautiful circles, these beautiful colors. People with dementia, seniors, and I can see them on chairs because it softens some chairs so that, it's easy to sit on. I mean,
right.
it's so wonderful that people are finding different ways to use your yoga dots.
It is, and I think this whole thing with Good Morning America, I would love to have them see the variety of ways that they
Oh,
use the
yes.
dots, and rather than just use them to. I mean, it's great that they're using them that way, but I think they could have fun with them too and share it with others, share it
Absolutely.
with the public because I do think I really know that anybody who has received them and used them has just found them all that they ever had hoped for in terms of making their teaching easier. They can be in self space, which is the space when you stand on the dot, but you
Mhm.
also can move around the space, and therefore the chaos in the room is eliminated because you have the focus on the dot.
Right.
You also can use it to do yoga postures. You can do it to, movement sequences in and around the dots. You can, as I say, teach math with them and different reading skills and
Mhm.
learn spatial relationships,
Mm.
problem solving, all
Oh,
kinds of things.
oh,
Yeah.
so wonderful. Very, very
Yeah.
exciting. I hope you enjoyed that moment with Rosemary Todd Clough of Creative Kids Yoga. That was Trinity of Life's episode 21. If you enjoyed that clip, you may want to watch the whole 1 hour show that I had with her then. And again, thank you so much for sharing this time on how to survive parenting. Any comments or suggestions, please scroll down on the screen to the comment box and type it in there and click submit. And we'll make sure that we get that. Your question or comment to Rosemary, and we'll be sure to get back to you. And if you're driving or somewhere in your car listening to this, just give us a call at 818 Let's Talk, 818 Let's Talk, because we will also take your questions and comments and share it with our guests. Be sure, though, to leave your name and number or contact email address so that we can get that answer back to you and let you know that we got your message. And again, it is 818 Let's Talk. Be sure to check out our newsletter shows coming up for 2014. There is a lot that YHTV, YogaHub.tv is bringing to you. And until we meet again next time, namaste. YHTV's Trinity of Life. Come join me, Christina Suzama, as I journey to find the many modalities that support individuals, from children to adults to elders, with topics ranging from health and wellness, meditation, and inspirational stories. I invite you to visit yogahub.tv every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Many people that I know that are trying to diet, for example, and that seems to be on the minds of many today, they always feel, oh, if I miss a meal, that's much better because that way I can lose weight.
I am not an advocate of skipping meals because my experience is that it catches up with people. It's the old catch-22 of I'm going to be good during the day. I'm going to have this teeny breakfast and this teeny lunch, and then I'm starving and I'm going to crash and burn late at night and eat a half a gallon of ice cream.